Hello everyone, today we are grooming Boo. Boo is some kind of a Yorkie mix and he's here today to get a nice grooming because he is fairly matted and definitely overgrown. Okay Boo, okay Boo. All right buddy. So Boo is fairly matted, but the owners would prefer not to have him completely shaved. I did inform the owner that he will have to be shaved because he's matted, but I'm going to try to leave him as long as I can. Normally, I would shave a dog down before the bath, especially when they're matted. But he has the Yorkie type fur, and sometimes with that Yorkie fur, if you bathe them and blow them out first, you can actually, it's okay Boo, blow the matting a little bit further away from the skin, which would enable me to use a little bit of a longer blade. So I am going to try to bathe him first to see if I can do that, and if not, then he will have to get shaved shorter. It's okay, good boy. If you are somebody that is looking to be able to maintain your dog's nails and paws at home, I do have a new course that just dropped on my website all about paws, and it will teach you how to maintain your dog's paws, the Grinch feet, the inside of the paws, as well as how to trim and Dremel the nails. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys so you can easily find it. Good boy, stay. Gotta rinse your face. He is mostly matted where his harness sits, so something tells me that his harness is probably left on him, whether in the house or I do believe he was just at a boarding kennel recently, so maybe while he was at the kennel it was on a lot because they were taking him for lots of walks. And oftentimes that friction from the harness can lead to the dog getting matted, specifically in those areas. Okay, now we need to give you some conditioner. Conditioner. Good boy. Rinse. Good boy. Okay, shake it off. Now I am going to happy hoodie him. And let's start the blow dry and see if we can loosen up some of that matting. Yeah, good boy. You can see all that matting there. It's okay. The hair is thin. Boy. It's okay. Since he doesn't like having his face dried, I am going to put him in the crate to continue drying him. He is almost dry. I just want to address a common misconception that bathing matted coat will make it more matted. This is actually not true, and this only relates to pet owners, that specific saying, and not pet groomers. And I'll explain why. It's actually not drying the coat that results in a matted coat. If you're going to bathe your pet at home and they have mats, it's really important to fully dry them, because what happens is they'll run around your house rubbing themselves on furniture, because that is naturally how they get their coat dry again, and that friction will cause the matting to be even tighter. When they're in a grooming salon, they are being taken care of right away, so we are bathing, drying, and then we are giving them their haircut. So even if we bathe them first, it doesn't mean that we're going to make the matting worse. In this particular case, it actually did help his matting for me to bathe him first. His hair separated quite a bit, and now the mats are in little tiny sections as opposed to clumped together. That doesn't always happen with every dog, but because of his hair type, that's the reason why this happened. So I should be able to leave him a little bit longer. I am going to try to brush some of these out just to see how easy they come out and how he manages it. If he manages it well and the matting slides out, I might be able to leave him long like the owner wanted today. If he doesn't like it or it's becoming too difficult to try and brush out, then I will take him down. So we will be back after he's been dried in the crate and he's ready for his haircut. Okay, I'm going to give him a spritz on ice. It's a conditioning treatment. Help me brush him out, hopefully. So far, so good, and so far he is tolerating it. Normally matting doesn't just come out that easily with a slicker brush, but this one is. So let's see. It's okay. Good boy. You have some stinky breath. I think that you need a dental. Yeah. So the reason, well, I always brush from bottom to top, but I tried these mats here along the dog's side area first because those tend to be the areas that are most sensitive. So usually if they can tolerate that being brushed out, then they can pretty well tolerate everything being brushed out. This matting, if I had tried to brush this before the bath, I think it would have been a little bit more difficult because it was very clumped together, almost into one big mat. But it's coming out really easily just with a slicker brush. Normally I have to use a slicker brush and a comb. And it's very common on dogs with a silky coat type like this that's very fine, that the matting usually comes out pretty easy if it's not to the point of no return. What happens is these metal teeth here just pull away little hairs by little hairs until eventually the whole mat is brushed out. Good boy. All right, so he is all brushed out. What I am going to do is shave over his groin and just in his armpits with a number 10. He was extremely well behaved to be brushed out. His skin is not pink. I'm really surprised at how easy all of that matting came out. I love when that happens. Other side, buddy. These are just areas that are a little bit more sensitive, so if we can just shave those out, I'm sure he would be appreciative of that. Now I'm just going to go over him with my comb to make sure there's no sneaking matting anywhere before I give him his haircut. In order to leave him in a longer haircut, I do have to make sure he is fully brushed out first. A lot of people will ask me why I don't just take off the bulk of the coat first before brushing. If I do that, it will result in holes. So when the clipper goes over the coat, it'll try to get underneath the matting and it will actually cause a big hole in the coat, which we don't want. So everything has to be brushed out completely before you can go over a dog with a clipper comb attachment, which is what I'm going to do today. And the only reason why I'm going to go over him with the clipper comb attachment is because I think if we leave his coat this long, it will get matted again very easily. Okay, so I have my 30 blade with a 1-inch comb attachment on top. Good boy. She said that she likes his ears long, so those will not be getting taken down shorter today. Maybe just evened out a little bit. Good boy. Stay. Now we need to go over you with some thinning shears. Because his coat is so fine, I'm going to use thinning shears to try to even him up and tighten his haircut up. Please stay. Stay. Good boy. Stay. Please don't lick. The reason why I'm pulling my hand away from him when he's licking me is because it seems like he has quite a bit of bacteria in his mouth from requiring a dental. Yeah, so I don't mind when dogs lick me, but I don't really want them licking me when they have a mouthful of bacteria, especially in the dry season when my hands are cracked and stuff like that. That's just like a recipe for infection. Okay, now we're going to do your paws. Good boy, stay. He keeps slipping a little bit with his back left paw. Something tells me that he probably has luxating patella where the knee joint pops in and out, and he's not putting quite a lot of pressure on it. It's very common with these types of breeds. Dogs with hair types like these can be super difficult to make their haircut look good. Their wispy coat is quite challenging. Get those little mattings out of there. Stay. Let's do your ears. Just a little bit. Okay, moving around makes it a little difficult. In total, Boo took me an hour and a half. His matting was quite superficial. He turned out looking very cute. His before and after is quite the difference. He clearly wants to go home, so thank you guys so much for watching. Yep, thank you for watching. Yep, that's what I said. And I will see you again in a few days.